So, some Kamala Harris supporters were protesting at Bernie Sanders' speech, his DNC speech that he had not too long ago. And I gotta say, though they were being rude and though they were interrupting, they made some incredibly valid points as to why we should vote for Kamala Harris. Really, really intellectual individuals these people are. And I've been pretty hard on Kamala Harris. Hard as in I've exposed her record and exposed her for the person that she is. But these protesters here, these Kamala fans, have really swayed me. So I'm going to go to a clip here and they're going to tell you as to why we should vote for Kamala the Cop Harris. Yeah, I mean, that really convincing argument. Really convincing argument. All jokes aside, how fucking lazy is that? That's some lazy shit. And it goes back to what I was saying in some of my original videos about Kamala Harris, Kamala the Cop Harris, that being a woman or being African American is not a default. I should vote for said person. Really unfortunate that there are people like this that spread this message. And look, people accuse Trump of having two TFGs, too far gones, right? Where no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to convince these people to not vote for Donald Trump, or they're going to worship the ground he walks on, or they're going to turn a blind eye to every mistake he makes, etc. Do not think there aren't Democratic candidates that have TFGs, right? So this is Hillary Clintonism 2.0, where there are certain individuals in the voting landscape who don't give a shit about policy substance. They don't give a crap as to where the country is going to go. They don't give a crap as to whether you're voting in your own best interest. All they care about are identity politics, and that's it. They care about race and they care about gender. And so they'll say stupid shit like, it's time for a woman in the White House. What does that even mean? Who says who? Who said that? Where'd you read that? What are you talking about? It's pathetic and it's lazy. Listen, if there's one thing that grinds my fucking gears, it's seeing shit like this, because this isn't substance, right? Even if I disagree with you on policy, if we can discuss substantive issues, and you have your opinion on policy and I have my opinion on policy, and we can, continue to work on building the country from there, that's great. But when you say something like, it's time for a woman in the White House, like, what? Her gender doesn't fucking matter. Alright? Get this into your thick skulls. Nobody gives a shit about that. Like I say, nobody gives a shit about that, because you lemmings care about that. But us adults, we don't care about that shit. Right? And I said it before and I'll say it again. If she happens to be of color and she happens to be a woman, all that is just icing on the cake. That's just the head nod, like, oh, well, she's great at all this shit. She's amazing at all this shit. and she happens to be African American and a woman. That's the icing on the cake. That's not what you lead with. Nobody gives a fuck about that. All right? And I can't even take you serious. I take Republicans more serious than the people that are talking about race and gender as POTUS. You give a fuck about that. Didn't you learn your lessons from Barack Obama? There's a lot of people that voted for Barack Obama, not because of policy, but because of race. Now, don't get me wrong. Obama was not a horrible president. I have a lot of critiques. I have a lot of issues, but he was by no means a horrible president. He had a lot of pros. He had a lot of cons. He was a corporate Democrat. Standard corporate Democrat. They're smooth as butter. But a lot of people were disappointed because, especially in the African American community, because they thought, well, Obama was supposed to do all this stuff for black people. No, he never said that. You assumed that. You put that assumption on him. You projected that because he was half African American. So, the same thing with these people in Kamala Harris. Well, she's a woman and we need a woman in the White House. Why? What? For what? Why are you saying this? What logic do you have? What facts do you have to prove that we need a woman in the White House? No, we don't need a woman in the White House. It'd be good to have a woman in the White House as far as changing history goes. But what we need is somebody that's going to set this country straight. Somebody that's going to build this country back up. Somebody that's going to make America great again. No pun intended. And when you look at record, when you look at policy, that is not Kamala Harris. So I just thought I'd show that to you, bring that to your attention. I'm sure a lot of you aren't surprised by this. You see this kind of thing every day, all the time. I'm sure you have discussions at the cooler at your job about there's some people, that this is the direction they go to. All they care about are things like this that don't matter. So, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, let me know why. Let me know if you think it's time for a woman in the White House. I'm curious. I'd like to hear your opinions. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.